Now you're very welcome to Den Club here in County Cavan, where we are for today's bonanza of football, or international rules, as it's called, between Ireland and Australia. The second test taking place across the three grades, the over 50s, the ladies and the over 40s, making up today's triple header. And we're just getting ready for the first match of the day, and that's between the over 50s of Ireland and Australia. Both teams out on the field now, just getting ready before the ball is thrown in for this second test. And they've gone through their respective warm-ups as well. Looks like the Australian team will be welcomed out onto the field by their ladies team, as you can see there. So nice little start for them ahead of throw-in here in the next few minutes. Con O'Mara is alongside me for commentary on this one. Con, these sides played last week in the first test. It was a fairly decisive win for Ireland, 63 points to 9. So Australia be hoping for something a little bit better maybe today.
Absolutely, they will, and in fairness, they put up a good showing in the first quarter. They led 3 points to 1, very low scoring, but in the second quarter it just fell apart for them. The Irish side got going and put up 39 points in that quarter to no score, and that was the difference. So from an Australian point of view, they will have been talking about the fact that they were very competitive for 3 quarters. And they'll want to build on that. You'd imagine as a series, it's gone. They're not going to overturn that, but a huge result for them today would be well, I suppose they'll be going to win it, obviously, but even to cut that score, that difference down. It's hard to measure how much different it is for them with the round ball, and even talking with them afterwards. You can do all the drills you want, straight line drills and so on and so forth, but when you're trying to kick that ball and there's a guy here and after you, it's a different game entirely.
And Ireland very impressive in that win last week, and they're going through their warm-up there again. Obviously they've got the benefit of home advantage and all of that, but we do have the different rules to contend with today away from Gaelic football, if you like, kind of a compromised rules sort of game. We have the behinds, we have 6 points for a goal and all that sort of stuff. So it does, I suppose both teams have to get used to that, don't they?
They do, and even the referees have to get used to it as well. And the Zoom call with the refs was interesting, and there was Australian coaches on it, and you're trying to kind of find a middle ground on a lot of it, because the international rules isn't being played even at senior level now at the minute. It's on hold, so it is testing for everyone. But it's a much different game from both. It's much different from Gaelic football. It's much different from the Aussie rules in between the two. But we'll work it out as we go on. And even after last weekend, the refs were saying that they were getting a feel for it as well, because we've the 2 Australian refs over and 2 really good characters as well, Danny Fitzpatrick and Kevin Dennis, 2 sound men and good crack, but they were saying how much different it is for them, and of course for the Irish referees, for Kieran Quinn out here, John Gilmartin and Maggie Farley, it's a new game as well, and trying to find their way through on that. So hopefully we'll see consistency on that today. And in fairness, the last day, the players, everybody accepts that it is challenging. We didn't have any probably when we're live on TV now we'll see loads of it, but there's no major challenges being thrown in.
Yeah, that's one thing to keep an eye on as well today. But I suppose in a wider sense, Con, isn't it a great initiative to have so many footballers over from Australia at Masters level, 3 grades as well? I mean, it's fantastic.
It is, and that's the first time. It's the first time with over 50s, and it's the first time for the ladies, and it's the ladies in particular has brought a whole new dynamic to it, and the following that they've got on social media with the crowds in Charlestown for their game last week is just brilliant, and it's a great honour for both sets of teams, or for the 6 teams, to represent your county. For a lot of people, they would think, once you hit 40, that your sporting career is over, but the longevity of these players is unbelievable. And looking through the Aussie teams, the 50s here, a lot of these guys were over here in 2016 playing over 40s, and in 2019 the likes of David Sullivan there from Queensland, Stephen Jagger, Brian Minns, or Minzy as they call him, Paul Newbury or Noobs. They all have shortened nicknames for whatever reason. So, and even there's a better nickname there. There's Mark Cornish from Queensland. His nickname is Spud, Big Spud they call him, and a fine player and a good character. And it's great to see them back over. Their appetite for it is just phenomenal.
Yeah, and they're still out there now, just going through their preparations. Australia and Ireland. The toss before throw-in will take place with our match referee. Looks like Kieran Kennedy will be going in there for Ireland. He's up around the middle, and a couple of other players as well, as we pause for the national anthems. And that's the Australian national anthem, sung by Natasha Amade for Australia. And now we pause for Aron Naveen to be sung by Navina Kinsella. And that's Aron Naveen, sung by Navina Kinsella. So we're almost set to go now. Just a word on the conditions as well, Con. There is a bit of rain still falling. The pitch is still fine, but there is a bit of a breeze from, as we can see from the flags down to our left, probably from left to right for this first half.
Yeah, and you'd imagine advantage Ireland in that. We're well used to this over the last couple of months, unfortunately too used to it. For Australia, they're coming from their summer, so they were coming from hard grounds, 30 degrees of heat, and to come to Ireland and us having an abnormally cold and wet last couple of months, it's been a shocker for them, and they did find a drag in the legs. It is 18 minutes a quarter. There was a suggestion of 15, and even in talks we were saying that Irish pitches and at this time of year 15 would be piles enough, and I think the Australians knew all about it last week. They were talking about how it was pulling out of their legs, but the surface here and then, it's a super pitch. Most of the clubs in the area here are closed. They're going to take in three matches today, and one of the reasons for that is to do with the 40s game. Den is the home club of Paddy Gaffney, for whom the over 40s men's, the original competition, is played for. He played Masters for Cavan, Masters for Ireland, and he died at a young age, and the Den club have been huge supporters of this event every time. He went out to Australia, I think it was in 2006, and maybe again in 2009, and represented Ireland out there with distinction. So that's what brought this together with Den club, and it's remarkable that they are able to host these three games.
Yeah, very fitting as well. So we're very glad to be here today, and as Con says, the pitch is in fine condition. So there's the setting, and we're set to go now for this over 50 second test. Remember, Ireland leading 63-9 after last week's first test, and they'll play from right to left in this first half. So into that little bit of a breeze. As you can see, the rain is still falling fairly heavily, though it is scheduled to clear a small bit as the day progresses, so let's hope that's the case. So away we go. And the ball in now. Good hand on it initially from the Australian man in the middle, Adrian Wilson. And away go the visitors down the Ireland end of the field, but that's intercepted by Andrew Breedy for Ireland. And away Ireland go now, long ball inside. Not anticipated by the two Ireland men in there. This one will be gathered by Australia back there. And now picked up by Paul O'Mody as he tries to work it out. And all the way back again now, Ireland trying to press up, but Australia look fairly composed in possession so far. That's a good kick pass out, gathered by David Sullivan. He has the mark. Goes with the fist pass. Good start here from Australia. Looking comfortable in possession. David Sullivan again. Evidence of the conditions there. It slips away from him. Corey Bell picks it up. David Franklin gets a touch, and now the long ball coming down the field. First aerial duel really for Australia to try and battle for. Newbury was there, but it's Ireland who pick up the loose ball. Noel Casey, the captain, dispossessed. Referee's just going to pull this one back. Good start from Australia.
Good start from Australia, and Noel Casey there, the serious captain for Ireland, caught in possession. And the rule with that is a tackle between the shoulders and the knees. If you're caught in possession of the ball but haven't had a chance to get rid of it, it's what the Australians call ball. It's a free kick in effect to Australia.
Adrian Wilson taking the free kick. Good ball forward. That's a well-gathered possession.
Paul Newbury, brilliant take by him.
Australia wastes little time in moving it forward again. Here's Stephen Yeager down in that right-hand corner. Probably not within kicking range just yet. quite a long way from goal, as you can see. He shovels it inside. That's gathered again, another mark. This time, Brett Hall takes control. Now again, he's probably just a little bit too far out maybe to have a shot here. But he might take it on and try and lump it in around the goal mouth area. He does. This one looks like it's outside that right-hand upright. And out for a wide, I think, Con.
Yeah, not even in one out of that. So, as in Aussie rules, you have an outside post as well. If it goes outside that, it's 1, over the bar is 3, and in the net is 6.
Yeah, the scoreboard has given Australia 3 points for that. They thought that it went over, but certainly from our vantage point, that was a good bit wide.
I thought Cavan people were meant to be mean. That's more than generous.
So away we go again. That's a really good kick out from Ireland. Gathered by Noel Casey. Then the break spills away. Brett Hall was fouled.
Stephen Yeager, he's started well.
Australia move it quickly. They've started this game well. That's well palmed away by Ireland. And now they try and get into some possession. They haven't really had a period of possession so far, Ireland. Good tackle in the middle. That one squirts away. Ireland coming now through the hands. Here's Andrew Breedy. Again, the loose ball spills away, sliding in. Bravery there on the part of both players. Whistle is sounded. So they have given Australia that score, it looks like, Con. So it is 3-0 to Australia.
Yeah, it's... yeah. I'd love to have umpires like that when I was playing. All my wides would have counted for something. But yeah, Australia have started really well here. The bit between the teeth, and they're throwing it. They've picked their game up so much from the last day. But of course, it is early stages.
Ireland coming with John Coyle now. He opts to go over to his right-hand side. This is better now from Ireland. Can they make a count on the scoreboard? Niall Ryan looking to take on a shot here. He does. This one's going to be gathered well by Daniel Ardu back there. Saw him warming up earlier on, making sure that he was ready for today.
Yeah, difficult kick for Niall with that wind. John Corcoran on the ball early over there too. Very impressed with him the last day. John is a veteran. You would say all over 50s are, but he's been around the Masters block as long as anyone can remember. And
Shane Ryan, who is son of Niall, is watching us in Perth in Australia. So hello to you, Shane, as you tune into our live stream. Here come Australia again. This is Ernst Sharp, drives that one forward. This is Australia on another foray forward. Now, can they make a count? That one slips away. You can just see the conditions. It is slippy underneath the feet of the players, but the surface is quite firm. Mick London, tackled by Yeager. He's got a hold of the jersey.
He gets that ball, and that's why, for viewers that are watching it, Gaelic football viewers might be saying, go down and pick it up. Yeah, go down and pick up that ball and don't be pulling out of it. But if you get the ball in your possession, your fair game, as the Australians might say, to get tackled.
Yeah.
So that's why you'll see them maybe playing a bit of soccer. Mick started playing a bit of soccer. He'd have been better off maybe to keep playing it, because once he picked that ball up, Stephen Yeager was well within his rights to go wrestling with him.
See, Stephen Yeager has a pair of runners on him rather than boots as well. That's an interesting approach as Ireland win the ball back inside their own 45 in Gaelic football terms, but that's a loose ball back, and again some scrappy play from both teams, but Ireland have it now. Good hands from Sean McCaughey. Long ball forward now. 2 Australians here underneath this one. That's a fine take under pressure. Well done by Paul O'Mody. And pass down. The Australians have started really well, looking very comfy in possession. Chris Maguire has this one now. Now this might be within range. He's pulled himself back quite a bit. He's just on that 13-metre line. Instead tries to dink it inside. You could see what he was trying to do. The run was made by David Franklin.
Taken by John Coyle from Longford. He started really well there. And you might see as well, when a guy gets a mark, you say, why doesn't he kick it from there? From there, that's where the Irish guy can stand. So you have to reverse back 6 or 7 metres. So a difficult kick from there for the Australian.
Yeah. As Ireland now looking to put a ball inside. There is a player over. That's a fine catch by Rodney Hogan. Needed to make that one too. There was an Irish player in behind. So Australia still lead by 3 points to no score. Remember, they do trail 63-9 coming into today's match, so a long way to try and make up. Long ball driven down by Glenn Bryant.
the one thing you see in this when the ball is kicked, there's always a contest. You know, it's even though the score is low and it is scrappy, you can't take your eyes off it.
Yeah, it's been entertaining stuff so far. This is a ball forward to John Corcoran here. Better from Ireland now. Here's a chance for Pat Cullinan. He's just tackled.
Tackle.
That is a good tackle. Just as the chance was presenting itself maybe for Ireland, and Australia now try and clear it away. They've made it a little bit difficult on themselves, and racing forward after it now for Ireland is Sean McCaughey.
Free out. Not sure why Kieran Quinn has given that, but you know, it's just out of our eye line here. But the Australians are really up for this. They've been brilliant at the start of this quarter, and unfortunately they've nothing to show, because it might show 3 points on the TV there, but that has been taken back. The generous Cavan man was spoken to, and it's back to a no-score game.
So no score to report yet. We're almost 8 minutes in now to this opening quarter. Australia hacked that one down the field. That's gone across the sideline, and now we can see the teams running on fresh legs now, which they can do.
This is something the Australians are ahead of us on, because Paul Noobs as I call him, has been on already, and he's going to go on again. He's been off already and going on again. So we see that with them. They're more selfless than the Irish guy. When you're looking for him to come off, it's hard to get his attention. The Australians come off of their own accord.
Good ball forward, and Ireland have the mark. Well taken by Sean McCaughey. Drives it across the field. Can Ireland get themselves a score here? Enjoying a little bit more possession now. Ball inside. Oh, great take. Super slide from Brett Hall. And Australia do have men over there. So plenty of time here to try and build something from here. They've only got 3 players inside the Irish 45. And here comes a long ball down. Well, that's an aimless one really in the end. It's gathered by Pat Mulcrone.
Pat Mulcrone from Kilmena. He still trains with the seniors down there. A super footballer, and took that with ease.
Ireland drive that ball forward all the way through. Well gathered by David O'Brien. Now Australia with the ball all the way over on the far side of the field. They're trying to bring this one up, just being prevented from doing so. Now they'll be allowed to bring it up.
Yeah, and you can't step ahead of the mark, and that looks like what Niall Ryan did. He stepped forward off of where the Australian had taken it, so that's why Kieran Quinn is right in moving it forward.
Gained plenty of yardage here. Australia almost all the way up to the halfway line.
We can see Kevin Hurlican, one of the Irish management here on this side, keeping an eye. So 2 on the far side. Mark Cannon is over there, and we have Rob as well from Cork, Rob Stewart. So they've this Irish team in good order.
This one kicked forward soccer style. Gathered by John Corcoran. Almost caught by the tackle, but gets away in time. Now, is this one going to run across the sideline? Just a little bit too much behind it for Niall Ryan to get there in time. It'll be picked up by Rodney Hogan now. So 10 minutes in to the opening quarter. Still no score to report for either team. We actually haven't had too many shots on goal, have we, Con?
No.
Australia had 1 or 2.
You're right. All the action in between the 221s, really.
But you're right about the contest. The contests make it enjoyable, don't they? As opposed to where Gaelic football, a lot of the criticism is there aren't enough contests now.
It's all lateral. There's no chance here. Like a soft hand pass to a guy isn't a good ball here, because he's open for the tackle. So, you know, on a day like that, this year suggest you're better off kicking it into space and see what happens from there than giving a hand pass and securing possession. Here's
Australia trying just that. It's found its way through. Now here's maybe a chance to get a shot away. There's the loose hand pass. Oh, Darren Olsen made the initial catch. Now here's the loose ball. Ireland, yeah, good idea to kick it away when the challenge was just about to come in. Picked up by David Sullivan for Australia, but his opposite number, Mark Murray, gets involved for Ireland. Now here's some space for the home team. Sean McCaughey plays it across to Niall Ryan. Loose pass though, all the way across the far sideline.
We can see here in front of us the Australians much more efficient on their substitutions. There's guys going in and out there all the time, fresh legs all the time, and you know their energy has been very good in this quarter. Unfortunate for themselves and from a game point of view that they haven't marked that up in the scoreboard yet. Now
the line ball comes in. Work to do. Well taken by Brett Hall, who's been very impressive so far. He just raced on from the sideline there a moment ago, although the whistle has sounded here.
He might have played that. Yeah, he might have played that and they picked it off the ground after dropping it, and that's a free.
So Ireland regain possession. Now Niall Ryan tackled as he picked that one up. Does get the ball away, but not in time. And that's where the Irish instinct is to go down, isn't it? And pick up that ball.
Yeah.
And as you say, might be the right option in this sort of game.
Well, from under 10s on, if you don't go down to pick it up, you get chewed from the sideline, bend your back or whatever.
Now here's a chance for Ireland. This one is going to go past the post and out for a wide. So not even a point from that one for Ireland. Was it Pat Cullinan that was in there taking the shot?
Yeah, Pat Cullinan was involved in that as well. The Galway man. It needs a score for Australia now would be fantastic, just to lift things a bit.
Great catch by Paul O'Mody.
He's been very
good. Zone 45.
Sully.
Here's Sullivan now bringing it forward. Takes the solo as well. Now plays the kick pass. Oh, good catch. Well done.
John Coyle from
John Coyle,
again.
yeah.
He's cut out quite a bit going in there.
Yeah.
So he started very well too.
That ball goes all the way across. Eventually Patrick Mulligan gets a hold of it. John Reddington has to really chase after this one. I think he'll get there in time, just.
And I know it pales in insignificance to what the Aussies have done to be here, but John Reddington and the London representatives have been over for all the trainings. They've made themselves available every weekend, which is ferocious commitment and shows how much it means to these players to put on their country jersey.
For sure. Now Australia have a chance here. Stephen Yeager has the ball in hand. Low one down the sideline. Here's a long ball in now. There's only one Australian player inside in that full forward line, if you like, but it's Ireland who come away with possession. They had plenty of cover back there, and now they try and go on the counter-attack. Ball into space. Favourite to win it is Mick London. Races past him. Then London swipes at that one.
Yeah, that's a free for a kick on the ground when a guy was going to play it, I would imagine. So free to Australia under us here. Yeah, and that's called by the Australian referees correct on that one.
Now, Australia going through the hands initially. That ball across was looking for Adrian Wilson out across the sideline. So approaching the 18-minute mark. 18 minutes is the length of a quarter here today. We're approaching the end of the first quarter here at Den GA Club in County Cavan. And we're still awaiting the first score in this match. Nice ball forward for Ireland. Picked up by John Coyle. This is a bit better now. Niall Ryan assessing his options. Tries to play low one inside. Was looking for the run of John Corcoran. Instead Australia pick it up. Oh, that's a loose ball across. There's two Irish players there chasing after this one. Racing back to get it is Corey Bell for Australia. Now, was he fouled? I think he was, just as he was trying to get after that loose ball.
Yeah, Sean McCaughey, you can't tackle him when he doesn't have possession. And the Australians have been very good. You know, they've been very patient. Just a pity, as we've been saying, that they haven't got a reward for it down the other side.
Michael Balch has the ball. Forward it goes as far as Paul O'Mody again. Now, can Australia make this count? They probably do deserve a score before quarter time, you feel. Here's a ball inside. That's a good one as well. Now, there's a chance just on the edge of the D, Gaelic football terms, but they've played it quickly. And now the chance for Adrian Wilson. Driving it in, angle ball, might work out okay. Chris Maguire is after it. Well, he's tangling with the Irish player. Oh, it's a free out. I think, was he waiting for that challenge to come in, maybe?
Maybe perhaps he was, and if he was waiting for it, he was definitely going to get it there, because the Clare man came across and was very, very strong in the tackle. But it is a pity, all right. Kieran Kennedy, he was Irish man of the match in the game in Kerry last week. He doesn't wait on ceremony. But I think with the Australians, where they might be shooting themselves a bit in the foot call there, was they're getting into good positions up front. They're nearly as well to play on through it Gaelic football style rather than taking the mark. You know, they're closer in when they get it, and they had a bit of space to kick it there. But it's in their instincts to take the mark and to step back and steady themselves. Whereas I think they'd have a couple of scores on the board if they just played through it there.
Now, is this a chance? Mark Cornish, it looks like, has ball in hand here now. He's come back quite a bit, but he will be able to gain a bit of yardage here as he comes forward. Can he get a score here? Well, not enough behind that one. Has he got? No, not even a point. So out behind for a wide.
And that's a pity, because Mark would be a target man even when they played with the 40s in 16 and 19. He was a target man, and they're usually well able to take a kick. I'm going to suggest to him afterwards it's those blue tights that he's wearing. They're hampering his kicking style.
So just over a minute left to go of the first quarter. Welcome to all our viewers watching us from down under. Live on YouTube from Den GA Club this afternoon. Irish time. Hand pass across.
Sean McGaughey there caught a mark.
Oh, that's a good tackle, is it?
Great tackle.
Yeah.
Great tackle. Sean McGaughey there caught a ball, but he headed it up to himself. It hit him on the head, bounced up, and he got it. He started well there at centre forward, seeing a lot of possession. But you can see the tackling there is ferocious, and what the Irish are not used to. It's so hard to get used to. You get a ball and you're looking forward, you don't think there's a tackle coming from behind.
Yeah.
Because if you got a tackle like that in Gaelic football, there would be red cards and CCC and everything going on.
Yeah. Australia in possession again, 30 seconds to go. Well, it's been very enjoyable stuff, even without the scores. David Franklin has it now. Man in space in the middle, and he's found him. Oh, good tackle. This time Ireland get the tackle right. Kieran Kennedy winning the ball back for his team.
He is a hungry Clare man, there is no doubt about it. I'm not sure what part of Clare he's from, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's a hut in the middle of the burn somewhere.
Ball forward, referee's looking at the watch. I think time is almost up. Is there time for a shot here for Ireland? I don't think so. Yeah, there's the whistle for quarter time. So the first quarter comes to a close, and it's Ireland 0, Australia 0. And it has been tight and competitive, but neither team able to get anything on the board.
Yeah, and with our sponsors, Copperface Jacks, not scoring isn't what they'd be advertising for visiting there, but it has been compelling. There's been loads of dancing and loads of slow setting and loads of hands around the waist, but there's been no kissing yet, Carl.
Well, there's the rain falling pretty badly now, actually, here in Den. So just run us through the format of it, Con. Quite a brief break for quarter time, a little bit longer at half time.
Yeah, it's 2 to 3 minutes usually for quarter time. That you just go to your respective corners, if you wanted to call it in boxing terms, and then at half time there's a 10 to 15 minute break. Usually, we'll see what happens with that today. It might be moved on a bit because the evening is going to get dark here. There's 3 games to go and so on and so forth. But really, team to just have it's a quick chance. It's a bit like the water break we had in GA. The COVID brought on water breaks, where you just have a chat and a chance to reorganise and have a quick discussion about what's going on. I'd say with the Irish team, they'll be saying, yeah, men, we're in good shape here. They've had loads of ball and we're containing them fairly well. Let's see, can we press on now like they did in Curry last week and get on the scoreboard. From an Australian point of view, they'll have to be happy with the...
Yeah, I was going to say that considering the scoreline last week, yeah.
Like if you were to watch this, you wouldn't know which team was more comfortable with the round ball until they get up into that last third. But the same as the Irish. The Irish have been poor in front of goals too. Underground conditions might not be fantastic. The pitch looks great out here, but it is very wet. So much rain has fallen, so maybe there is an excuse there for players that they're losing their footing at the vital moment. From an Australian point of view, very impressed with their physicality and their commitment. Some of the catching that's been going on there, they've been excellent all through. Going through some of the players, Stephen Yeager has seen quite an amount of ball there already. We've had Minzy there has been on a good bit. Paul Amadei, the big man, playing there around the centre half back position. He's been a powerhouse. So I think it'd be just fantastic to give a great lift to it if the Australians were to get a couple of scores. I think an Irish victory in this in what's the the Charlie Gallagher Cup. The Charlie Gallagher is a Garda, much loved Garda from Donegal, passed away a couple of years ago, early as well. He had played in this competition in 2016. Played in Den in the old pitch in Den here and played fantastic stuff. He was a great character, great sense of humour, great competitor. He loved nothing more than Masters football and the international rules. He revelled in it and had great fun with the Australians after matches and so on and so forth, and unfortunately taken away from us too young. Donegal Masters put forward a cup for this in his honour, the first ever one. They're guaranteed that that Noel Casey and Paul Gallagher, the vice captain, are going to get their hands on that even at this stage. But it would be good to see, for the travelling Australians to get a couple of scores to reward their good showing so far. Yep,
absolutely. Well, they're certainly right in the mix here. Both teams still just taking some fluids on board before they go back out there now for the second quarter. So Ireland now just re-emerging from their huddle away to our left-hand side. The Aussies coming back out as well. But just to reiterate, if you are tuning into our stream, the conditions are very, very difficult, which might explain, as Con says, the fact that we haven't had a score just yet, but both teams are giving their all. And both teams with fairly big panels as well, which means that they can run in and out the subs. And you expect Ireland look to have a few new guys on there for the second quarter. So fresh legs coming in from both teams.
And during the week as well, the Australians have had a great trip since they came. They've been up and down the country. They stayed down in Galway in the Connemara coast. They were down in Doolin. They were at the Cliffs of Moher. They stayed in the McWilliam. Then they were in the Dome last Tuesday for a run out, which was fantastic. You'd like to be in the Dome today, I'm sure. They'd love to be in it. It was poor. It wasn't conditioning training for today. They were going for, and they were in Carrick and Shannon out on Moon River during the week. So loads of water there too.
Okay, so away we go again. This time Australia get the ball again. They've done well from both throw-ins, thanks to the industry of Adrian Wilson. Long ball across, out across the sideline. Ireland playing from left to right now in this second quarter. And here's the line ball. All the way down, looking for Mark Murray. He's got some space this time. Inside it goes to Noel Casey. Got it away just in time. Then the boot comes in, but that'll be a free. That was from Damien Kelly. So Australia have the free in the middle. There's some players getting to know each other there in the middle as well. And the referees might just want to go in there and sort that out.
Yeah, David Whelan from Waterford is getting feisty over there. International relations of a sort.
I think, is there a card been dished out there?
No, I think he's been told, yeah, do that again and you're gone.
Yeah. Now Australia will have the free. Now, quite a few players have packed forward here in terms of Australian attackers, and plenty of Irish defenders back there as well. Long ball driven in. Now, which way will it go? Oh, the bounce just deceives the Australian player in there. It'll fall all the way through, and Ireland have it with their man from Clare, as Con says, Kieran Kennedy. He's upended. And is that a free for Australia?
That is. I think that this should be the first score. He gets that for what they call a ball. So Kieran Kennedy did brilliantly to get to that ball and pick it up, but he was tackled unceremoniously. Brilliant tackle by the Australians, so he gets rewarded, and surely this will be the first score.
So here's a really good chance now for Australia in the early stages of this second quarter to open their account. Now, oh, it's gone for a behind, so they've got a point. They've got a point, but they probably should have come away with 3 there. Just seemed to screw off the outside of the boot. Was that kicked by Chris Maguire, I think it was? We'll just identify the score in just a second.
Typical for the commentary, isn't it? When a man gets a score, he angles his body so you have no chance to see the name or number.
It was Chris Maguire. Yeah, Chris Maguire. So that's actually the first Irish kick out we've seen. And it goes all the way across of Australia. Yeah, they've got in there again with the tackle. And you can see, can't you, that they're just more used to that, aren't they, naturally enough. But they've done really, really well. Now, Adrian Wilson playing it inside. Ball met by David Whelan. Again, it's on the ground. Jaeger was in there. Now, long ball inside. A couple of Australians in there. There was 3 on 2. Had that one found its way through. Good defending from Ireland. Mulcrone was back there. And now
Paul Gallagher and Donegal.
Paul Gallagher sends it down. This one has worked out well. Picked up by Dave Creedon. Oh, nice ball inside. This is much, much better now. Can they engineer something from this? John Corcoran gets it away. Here's a big opportunity for Ireland. Might even be a goal on here if it falls nicely. Oh, well done and well anticipated by David O'Brien.
O'Brien did absolutely brilliantly there. That was a real goal chance. It looked like there was a goal written all over that with Ireland when they broke there. There was space everywhere.
Yeah, this game is opening up a bit now. Sullivan has got it, gets it away in time. Good stuff here from Australia. Will that ball stay in? It might just. No, it's gone across the whitewash. Kicked forward by Corey Bell.
And the difficulty is for the Australians, as the game goes on and they get that tired or executing those skills, it becomes tougher on them.
Ireland have it with David Whelan. Sent all the way across the field.
Well done.
Good hand there from Maguire, and now it looks like he might get the tackle here. He does, and Ireland cough up possession, and Australia go forward. Ireland a little bit exposed here, sent in a little bit aimlessly. Long ball in, looking for the run there of Darren Olsen. Nothing comes of it in the end. But like that first quarter, Australia probably on top here. They might win it back here again. Wilson gets in with a strong hand, and now can Australia make this count? Started the second quarter well. Ball away in time, Wilson has it. Sends it inside again. Maguire now with the chance here. Can he get away from the tackle? Just about. But the shot doesn't have the required power to really trouble Ireland. And away come the home team again with Paul Gallagher.
Sean McCreevy, the Antrim man, has been very impressive in goal for Ireland. So composed in there. Played for Antrim himself back in the day. And it's great to have a shot stopper, even though he hasn't had much to contend with, but he's so composed in possession in there.
Pat Cullinan putting it forward, looking for John Corcoran. There were two Australian defenders back there. One of them was Paul McNamara. Long ball comes out from him. Oh, and Australia do really well to take the mark, and they needed to because they were under pressure.
Apologies if you can hear some language there from Kevin Hurlican on the sideline. But it is getting feisty at times out there. You can understand his frustration.
David Franklin has the mark. Looking for an option. Has to go back a little bit, but does.
Michael Balch.
Back it comes again to David Franklin. Hand pass forward. Just asking a little bit much of Paul Amodi. And picked up by Kieran Kennedy for Ireland. There comes the tackle. It's a good one. Ireland get it away though. David Whelan.
You can see Ireland building into this a bit now. The Australians seem to be puffing a bit. They're under pressure here.
Australia do have an extra body back there in defence. This time it's worked to good effect again. Hand pass forward, find its way to Corey Bell. And now with David Sullivan.
Oh, well done, Pat.
Pat Mulcrone pushes it out for a line ball, but it's an Australia ball. Jason Moriarty. You can see what he was trying to do. Just one player in there for Australia. Now they bring it back outside. David Franklin tries to send it across, but Ireland win it. Picked up by Sullivan. Well, he left it because he knew the tackle was coming in, and that allows Ireland gather it with Paul Gallagher.
There's the captain and vice captain linking up Noel Casey and Paul Gallagher. Lovely ball inside.
Good ball to Mark Murray. Goes with the hand pass instead of the kick. Declan Woods
Good ball.
puts the right boot through that one. Ireland do have players coming forward now. Mike Coffey is one of them. Now, is he going to be tackled? He is, but gets it away in time. And now, oh, that's a good ball to Paul Gallagher. Nice kick from David Whelan.
The Waterford man that's in the book. He's feisty. The long trip from Waterford didn't take the zing out of him.
Well, that's a good kick. But the referee has signalled there for an Australia free, I think.
He must have gone in beyond the mark.
Yeah, potentially.
You are allowed to play on, so I'm not exactly sure what that was for.
What was that for?
Mark
We're
Cannon.
asking the same question, I think.
Mark Cannon is asking here from the goal.
I think he may have gone too far. Is that what the Australians were saying there? I'm not sure. But anyway.
We can nearly ask Michael Ball. She'll tell us. Michael, what was that for? No, he's too busy.
Yeah, we are only about 5 yards from the sideline here in our commentary position. Ireland have possession again. Mike Coffey.
Let's get on the amount of ball here.
This is Mark Murray. All the way across now to Paul Gallagher again. He's enjoyed a very productive quarter so far. Gallagher might take on the shot here up to the 21-metre line. Sending it in right-footed. Oh, it's in the net.
6-pointer.
It's a goal for Ireland. Paul Gallagher finds the back of the net, and that's 6 points for the home team. Big boost for Ireland, and Paul Gallagher is the man to get the goal.
the man from Donegal, his nickname is Flash, and I think it's to do with his speed. I thought it might have been to cleaning products that the wife makes him use around the house, but you could see there he put the foot down. He was going to go for the score. He claimed that he meant it afterwards. I'm sure in the tank later on he'll say he saw the keeper off his line. I'm not convinced with that, but that was a good score. But you can see Ireland are starting to get on the front foot here. The Australians have put in a huge effort for the first quarter and a half, and it's starting maybe to take its toll.
Yeah, so Ireland lead now by 6 points to 1 on the day. They won last week's test by 63 points to 9, so it has been a whole lot tighter this time around. But Ireland now into that 5-point lead on the day, as they say, and they've got possession again. We're in the second quarter. 28 minutes gone in the game. We've got 8 minutes to go until half-time. Nice ball forward. Space here for Ireland. Things opening up as Con says. Ball back to Declan Woods. Good hands. Gets it to Mark Murray. Wrapped up by the challenge fairly, says the referee. And Australia come away with possession. Foot pass across to Sullivan. Gets it away quickly. Oh, that's a loose one forward. That's a brilliant catch by Brett Hall, who was being challenged by Kieran Kennedy.
Brett Hall is a former AFL player. It was Brisbane Lions that he played for, and you could see
and
it.
You can
there.
see it, can't you? Yeah, he's been very impressive. Certainly has all the skills as Australia build up now with Jason Moriarty. Sharp. Ooh, that was a big challenge.
That's the sign. You can tackle all right, but that was above the shoulder, so Kieran Quinn rightly calls it. And it's that bad a tackle. We have the two refs coming together. The Australian ref has left his half. He's that cross. He's going to move it in. Yeah.
I think some mouth coming from the sideline, maybe from Ireland.
Yeah, I think Kevin Horlickin is animated down there, so probably had some words and rightly from the rate chore on his back for Australians wondering that's not his surname, that's referee as Gaelic in Irish. And Ireland haven't stood that free, so he gets to kick it on.
Ernest Sharp kicks it in, but that's gone behind for a wide.
It is a pity on the scoreboard, Carl, isn't it, that the Australians aren't rewarded for the amount of possession that they get. You know, like they're so competitive and so good up to a point. And then I suppose in the Australian rules, it's all about taking a mark and it's all straight lines, and you don't play on from it or play through it in play usually. I think they'd benefit from that, but it's very hard to learn that within a couple of games. And there's a saying that, you know, it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, and the older the dog, the harder it is, I'm sure.
Yeah, they have been. It's probably an unfair reflection, isn't it? The scoreboard that we have right now, 6 points to 1 to Ireland, because Australia have enjoyed so much of the ball. As we say that, they cough up possession, and Ireland try and work it out now from the back.
Great run by John Corcoran here. Will he get
towards
rewarded?
The sideline. Will it be kept in? It will, by John Corcoran. Then the ball inside. Ireland get it away just in time, and then picked up by Adrian Deary. There's another challenge coming in, but squirming away from it was Andrew Breedy. His ball forward caught by Rodney Hogan. Has the mark, and he's looking up here for a pass forward. That's a good kick forward. Plenty of distance on that one. Almost caught by Mark Cornish.
Pat Mulcrone, the Kilmeena man, has been so solid in the middle of that defence. Everything that's come in, he's dealt with very well.
Nice ball forward, well gathered by Declan Woods. Waste little time in moving it on as far as Mark Murray. His hand pass forward finds the man wearing 15, Andrew Breedy. Nice cut inside. This is much better from Ireland. Almost getting the mark inside was Derek O'Connell. Good defending here from Australia. Ball squirms away again. Andrew Breedy has it, taking a shot under quite a bit of pressure, and Australia win it in their own full back line.
Andrew unlucky there, the Limerick man. I thought he was pushed as he was kicking it, but it's not easy getting free in this game.
Great to have so many people watching us on the live stream, many of them from Australia today. Jade Sky says it looks a wee bit chilly. Well, I can tell you it certainly is.
It sure is.
Both in the commentary box and out in the field, but Australia doing all right. This ball all the way down into the full forward line. Oh, Ireland do well. They had plenty of bodies back there. And now trying to build up on the far side. 32 minutes now into this match. 4 quarters of 18 minutes. So we've got 5 minutes to go till half time.
We can see Australia have dropped not one, not two, but 3 sweepers back there, and it suited them. They've got good shape about them. But again, when you put that many back, maybe it negates it. It makes it tough to get up and get scores at the other end.
Ernest Sharp's ball forward, cut out by Ireland, picked up by Andrew Breedy. He goes all the way back to the goalkeeper. You can probably hear the rain pelting off our commentary position here. It's falling quite heavily now as Ireland play it forward to Mark Murray. He's handled a lot of possession. This is Damien Kelly. Goes through the hands of John Corcoran. That's just an example of the difficulty of the conditions here. Hand pass forward. David Franklin has it. Nice ball as far as Paul Newbury. His ball inside, competition for that one. It's won by Mike Coffey.
The Kerry man read that very well. Huge man, but a nice turn of foot there to get back and intercept that, because that was a promising move from the Australians.
Good ball down. 2 Australian defenders there, and they've come out on top. Ireland's goal in this quarter coming from Paul Gallagher. Just the 1 score for Australia. That came from a Chris Maguire behind from a scoreable free. Earlier on in the second quarter was 0-0. Prior to that, that's a big hit in the middle. The Australian in there was Glenn Bryant.
Mark Murray fairly took into that.
He felt the effects of that one. Ball across, just evading Brett Hall. Now Ireland through the middle. They have 2 runners over here. If they can spot them, Kieran Kennedy is one of them. Oh, he's got past the challenge, and now it's with Andrew Breedy here. Surely a score on. Breedy with the right boot, kicking a lovely point, and that's 3 points for Ireland. Really well worked score, and now they're growing into it now. That's a really good move and a good finish from Andrew Breedy.
Yeah, and brilliant there by Kieran Kennedy to break the tackle. It looked for all the world like he was going to get tackled in possession there, but he showed a great sleight of foot to turn inside, gave it to Andrew Breedy, and again at pace, able to take the score.
Here come Australia. This is Paul Amodi.
Dangerous ball.
Asking a lot of bell. Oh, he does well to get out of the initial challenge now.
Push in the back, but you can see there as well, like what in Gaelic football, which would have been a good hand pass to keep possession, is just inviting trouble for your teammate, and he's played very, very well thus far, as has Paul O'Made from Western Australia. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I think that was his wife that sang the national anthem for us, but that hand pass was of the hospital variety.
Jason Moriarty has this line ball. He's hoofing this one
Great
down.
Boot.
Into the full forward line, and the break might just work out. Oh, there's a big collision there again. That could be a free for Ireland. Looks like it is. Going in on it was Chris Maguire. And away come Ireland with David Whelan. Mike Coffey. And here come Ireland now, moving the ball with a little bit more purpose in this quarter. Nice ball inside. Was that a mark? I think he just got it before it hit the ground. That was Derek O'Connell.
Yeah, Minzy is claiming that it hit the ground as he took it. It was a hard one to call, but the Australian ref has given him the mark. And it was a great handling by him.
Now, well, the referee, is he going to throw it up? Potentially.
You could be right.
Yeah, it's going to be a throw ball. So we've got just over 2 minutes to go to half-time.
Surely Sean McCaughey wins that.
Ireland have it. Now, yeah, free for Australia. They had the tackle.
And in the rules, Carl, as we see as well, usually if you get possession of the ball and you're tackled straight away, it's another hop. But I think the refs are right to just give it one way, because otherwise it'll be hop ball after hop ball after hop ball.
Yeah. Now the whistle has sounded there again.
Or ball up as the Australians at home might.
So that's half time. So Ireland lead by 9 points to 1. The goal coming from Paul Gallagher for 6 points. Andrew Breedy then kicked a point for 3, and the sole Australian score on the scoreboard came from the boot of Chris Maguire in that quarter. So Ireland lead by 9 to 1 at half time, Con, but in fairness to Australia, it's probably a little bit of an unfair reflection.
Oh, absolutely. If the score was the other way around, you couldn't complain. The Australians have been fantastic in their endeavour. The finishing just let them down. And again, I suppose it comes down to comfort with their own ball. But they've been, like, the way they've set up, their commitment to every ball that's come in has been fantastic. And their skill level is really good with their own ball. Just on the finishing stakes, it hasn't happened for them. So, it'd be nice to see them in the third quarter.
And had their finishing been a small bit better and build-up play, they certainly would have had more on the board, but they will certainly take encouragement from that, having lost by 63 points to 9 last week in the first test. The conditions, as you can see, haven't improved terribly much in the time that we've been away, but both teams making the best of it as they can. So Australia now into their positions. They'll play from left to right in this third quarter. We still have some comments coming in from YouTube. Trent's Waterfall Adventures say, watching from Cairns, Australia, currently 10:30 at night, and it's 25 degrees, Con. I think it's, I don't know, what is it here, 7 or 8 degrees? And it's
and it feels like -2.
Sideways rain. So enjoy your 25 degrees. We're not jealous at all. But the Australians here making the best of the conditions as they can. And they've dealt with it quite well, haven't they? Because as you say, they came from their own summer. And obviously the conditions here have been very difficult over the last couple of weeks.
Very, very different. And in communications with them, we were telling them, like, we were originally meant to be a Mullion-Goaler for the first test, but that couldn't happen with the rain. The second pitch just wasn't going to take it. And I think they were wondering what the true story was. They sure know now.
They sure do. Away we go now for the third quarter. Ireland playing from right to left, and they've got the ball straight away. David Whelan dishing that one down into the corner. Ireland have it. You can see the flags just to the left of your picture. The wind is blowing quite strongly, maybe a bit more of a diagonal breeze than it was earlier on. Ireland in possession, but the ball won back by Australia, and away they go now down the other end. This is Adrian Wilson back to Sharp, and good ball inside. This is better now from Australia. There's the dink pass forward. That was a good chance for the mark, just through the hands of Chris Maguire. Ireland making it difficult on themselves here as they bring this ball out, almost caught in possession. Dave Creedon gets it away in time. Then Wilson comes in on it, gets it inside. Oh, the shot coming in, taken by Glenn Bryant. I suppose he had to take it quickly, didn't he, because the tackle would come in.
And you can see there, it's when you have to do it at speed and under pressure that the skills let them down a little bit. But the build-up play into that was excellent the whole way up the pitch. And what they're doing that they weren't doing the last day is when a guy catches it, he's playing it off to an angled runner. And we saw that there in that move where we had Ernest Sharp coming at an angle and giving a great ball in.
Corey Bell wins it for Australia in the middle.
Good ball.
Yeah, that is a good ball into space and picked up by Maguire, who's looked dangerous in possession. That's a lovely foot pass across. Oh, great take. Brilliant from Australia. Lovely ball.
That was brilliant football. The two great foot passes there. And you'd like to see it rewarded with a three-pointer.
Yeah, it looks like Glenn Bryant, the player in possession here, had a shot a few moments ago. Now this is a far more manageable angle. Can they get a three-pointer here? The answer is no. It's gone behind for a behind. So Glenn Bryant gets Australia's second point of the day, and that leaves it at 9 points to 2. A couple of more comments coming in. Shout out to Ireland goalkeeper Sean McGreevy, who'll be 174 years old in May.
He's in great shape for 174.
Hello to Mary Mulcahy watching us in Chicago, and Jade Sky, who's watching in from Western Australia, where it's 25 degrees at 8:30 in the evening, and she feels for us all here. Well, it's not too bad. We're well wrapped up, Jade, and we don't feel too bad. And hopefully we'll have a cup of tea before too long as well. Ireland on the attack here. And, well, they're in behind here. There could be a goal on here again. Shot sent in and behind.
Looks like Adrian Deary, the Derry man, coming through on that.
Yeah, he nearly had too much time to think about that one, didn't he? Found himself in behind the defence. There might have been a pass on square as well.
Surely now with Copperfish Jacks doing the stream here, we'll get a hot whiskey rather than a cup of tea, will we?
Yeah, I might later on. I'll be heading back to Dublin, so I may frequent there later on as Australia drive this one forward. Good take from Sullivan. Smart enough to let it go before the tackle came in. Then Jaeger gets on the ground. Really well done. Gets it across as far as Corey Bell. And now Wilson driving down this right-hand side. Angle ball.
Great
That's
ball.
a fine pass.
Unlucky.
Just a little bit too much behind it for Glenn Bryant. That's another illustration, probably, kind of what we were saying. Australia doing well to a point and then maybe just lacking that end product.
Yeah, it's almost like all the good skills that they bring in between the 245s, once they get inside in an attacking spot, it just eludes them. It falls apart for them, unfortunately.
Mike Coffey. Loose ball back. Ireland just making it difficult on themselves here. Fly hacked across. Maguire thought about picking it, instead plays it away. Knew the challenge was coming in. A loose ball from Ireland. Now Australia caught in possession, surely. And Ireland win it back. Well done.
Pat McCrone very fast in the hands.
Got it away in time. And now Damien Kelly bringing it forward. As far as Declan Woods.
They have an overlap here if they use it.
David
Great ball.
Whelan. Oh, great ball inside. Oh, just through the hands. Is it going to be finished? Oh, what a wonderful save. Brilliant save from Mark Murray's shot, and Australia survive. How about that from David O'Brien? That was a super stop.
That was an absolutely brilliant stop, because a goalkeeper is not something, even we saw that with the international rules, with the senior series. The Australians don't have a goalkeeper. They don't have nets as such. That was a fantastic stop, because I'd imagine Mark Murray could see the headlines when that ball came over. Initially, when it came over, you thought he lost the chance when he didn't take it first time. Got a great soccer strike on it on the ground, but a brilliant save.
Now David Whelan is standing over this one. Yeah, good idea to go short as far as John Coyle. Ball all the way down into the corner. Ireland have it with Pat Cullinan. Well, he had it momentarily, but that's gone across the line.
Yeah, the goalman, man, the tight skills just leaving him down there.
Now, Australia's so far back here, it's always difficult with a line ball in that corner back position. If you're just joining us, Ireland leading 10-2, as the scoreboard will tell you. The goal came from Paul Gallagher. Andrew Breedy kicked a point for 3 points, and Adrian Deary with the behind. The two Australian scores coming from two behinds, Chris Maguire and Glenn Bryant, the players on target. Ireland won the first test last week by 63 points to 9. We're coming to you today from the Den GA Club in County Cavan. And if you're watching us Australia, it's 12:30 Irish time in the afternoon on the 16th of March on St. Patrick's weekend. That ball from David Sullivan forced out across the sideline. Sullivan bringing it forward just in front of us, looking for a ball as far as Brett Hall. Hall might get there. Instead, Ireland get it away with David Whelan. Players diving in around that one. Eventually it will squirt back towards Hall again. And now picked up by Gavin Huntley.
Brilliant football.
Yeah. Glenn Bryant has done well, hasn't he, in this third quarter? He's handled a lot of ball. Here he is again. Oh, yeah, that's a fantastic pass as far as Chris Maguire now. Well, he's taken plenty of yardage here.
This should suit. It suits the Australians when they're right in front of goals, usually.
Yeah, tries to put the laces through that one, but out for behind. So that's his second point, Chris Maguire. So unusual to see the Australians pulling back all the time when Irish players in Gaelic football, you always try to steal a yard or two.
Yeah, true.
That's the way it works. We have comments coming in all the time, Con. Hello to Anne Cornish, who's Mark Cornish's wife. She's watching from the Gold Coast in Queensland. She's loving the live stream. Michael Kramer watching his very own Brett Baggs Hall from Albany, Western Australia. He's got the whole team on board watching him dominate the game. Very good, Michael.
Yeah, and they've been very, very good in this quarter again, and just not getting rewarded for the possession. But some of the football they're playing, that was a fantastic catch out the middle of the field and a good mark.
Ireland are going to bring in another sub in just a second. John Reddington is ready in front of us instead. Play continues. Good little take from Brett Hall. Now driving it in towards that full forward line, but picked up by David Whelan instead. Oh, Australia almost got that one forward. Paul Newbury just got his feet caught, and away Ireland go again with Declan Woods getting involved. Plays it as far as Sean McCaughey. Oh, nice little slide in. And Australia hack it away. Picked up now by David Whelan.
It's a remarkable turnaround from last weekend, scoreboard-wise, but especially in terms of the game. You'd have to say even as an Irish person, Australia have been the better side here, just not where it counts.
Now, Australia have a free. Oh, there was a little shove there when they had a free, and now they've given it away.
It's the big man again, Paul O'Mahony.
Yeah, the referee was right there, so he wasn't going to get away with that one.
I think Paul is so big and strong, he's physical even when he doesn't want to be. You know, the guy's bouncing off him out there.
Now, Ireland with the free, still 55 metres from goal. They go short as far as Dave Creedon. Now picked up by David Whelan. He's sending this one in around the square. It is a good ball. Oh, the goalkeeper's alive to the danger again. He's done really, really well in this match. David O'Brien. Remember, he made that brilliant save earlier on in this third quarter.
That should be a free out. You can't tackle the keeper. No more in GA. The goalkeeper can't be tackled inside in the small square. The keeper did really well there again.
Here are Australia now trying to build out from the back. Nice little ball down the line. Oh, lovely take from Wilson. This is brilliant. He's been really impressive. Now he's looking for a ball across. Connection isn't brilliant.
In fairness, that's his first bad kick because he's a fantastic boot on him. He took a lot of sideline balls. Spud does really well, and Cornish will be happy with her husband there.
Very good.
That looked like a lost cause, and that now is a 45 for Australia.
I think they've got a 45, yeah.
But isn't it great to see that appetite out there? You know, the series is dead in terms of scores, but the Australian team, they really love to win this test. And you can see that want in them.
Yeah, and they're right there. And the thing is, with the 6-point goal, one score can change the whole thing. Here's Jaeger. Oh, Cornish goes in after that one.
That looked high.
Referee eventually sounds the whistle for the free. That was a throw ball.
I think John Coyle can feel himself unfortunate. I thought he did enough there to win a ball out. Mark Cornish under this.
Yeah, and Australia have it. Is there a shot on? There is. This
Great
is a
shot.
good effort. Oh, it's a goal! Australia have a goal. And just as we said it, they've got the all-important score. It looked like it came from the boot of Jason Moriarty. Well, how about that for a big score, Con? That closed it down to a 1-point game.
It sure does. You said it, Carl. I think you foretold it. You know, a 6-pointer would make a big change in this, and now a 1-point game. And you'd have to say, you know, a bit of good fortune in it. Ireland won't be happy with how they dealt with that ball in, but it's no more than Australia deserve, and it's really set us up here for a very exciting finish.
Yeah, for sure. We still have comments coming in all the time. Michael Pratt says, shouted from the mighty Vikings Football Club in Albany, Western Australia, home of the great Brett Halley Hall, former Brisbane Lions great. Go Australia and Halley. Hashtag 44 says, watching from Melbourne, Australia, 21 degrees at 11:30 at night. Half an hour until St. Patrick's Day. It'll be a sunny 30 degrees tomorrow. Hope you enjoy your day. Bruce Gradwich is watching from Broome, Western Australia. We'll get to some of your other comments in just a second, but on the attack now, Ireland looking for an instant response. This ball in around the square again. Pressure here on Australia again. David O'Brien does really, really well. He's been so impressive in goal for Australia. And no surprise to see the visitors now energised by their little bit of a spurt with Jason Moriarty's goal, giving them huge life in this tie. They trail by a point. Remember, they lost by 63 points to 9 last week. This has been a hugely improved performance. We've played 48 minutes now. We're in the third quarter. 4 quarters of 18 minutes here at Den J Club in County Roscommon. Brett Hall is back on the field for Australia. Meantime, Jaeger is taking it forward. Oh, he's just had his kick pass intercepted, and Ireland now going the counter with David Whelan. Mark Murray now up towards the 45-metre line. Oh, nice little hand pass back to Murray again. Good hands there from
tackle.
Declan Woods, but Australia getting the challenges in, as Con says. And now Ireland on the attack. They've got around the challenge. Here's a chance for a point. And it's been kicked over the bar. And that's a big score, you feel, for Ireland. It came from Mike Coffey, I think. And that's a 3-pointer. So that just gives them a bit of breathing room again. Yeah,
and you can see there's been a bit, you know, the Irish have upped their game as well. When the Australians got back close, it's after shaking them into action. Andrew Breedy, very good since that goal. He's been involved a lot. He was involved in that. I thought Mike Coffey was going to give him the 1-2. He was, you know, he wasn't facing the goal, but trusted Kerry man to have the skills to kick it on the turn and over the bar.
Away we go again. Ball out to the middle of the park. Here come Ireland again. Space is opening up a little bit for the home team, and here's a lot of it for Sean McCaughey. His hand pass inside finds its way to Kennedy eventually. The chance just goes a begging, though. Australia survived. That was
Oh.
a dangerous moment for them.
Yeah, Sean McCaughey, he gave Kieran no chance with that hand pass. Again, it was to his feet, and he was going to get swallowed up in Australia. If there's a chance of going in and getting that ball, they're diving all over it. But Declan Woods is very, very good, the Roscommon man, in the build-up to that.
Nice ball out as we approach the closing stages now of the third quarter. 14 minutes now gone in this
Brilliant.
third quarter. Nice hand pass forward, and Australia on the attack again. Can they finish here with a flourish? Remember, they got a goal earlier on. This is a good ball. Brett Hall is a danger man. It's towards him, and Australia have it. Was that one blocked behind? Was there a ricochet? No, that's gone behind for a wide, taken by Darren Olsen there. So nothing coming of that attack for Australia.
Yeah, and I think Brett Hall was wondering, was there a free there? He seemed to be getting challenged as the ball was in the air. There was a great chance. There was a sniff of a goal chance about that when it came in. But again, we can see at one side we've Mike Coffey getting the ball, doing a 180 and kicking it over. Darren Olsen there trying to kick over his shoulder. It's just not natural in the Australian game.
Mike Coffey spins and goes. Ireland trying to build from the back. That's a foul. Now, is that an Australia free or an Ireland free? It's an Ireland ball, yeah. Well, Australia now holding it up a little bit.
David Whelan definitely got out the wrong side of bed. He's in the middle of every kind of a scrape out there. And if he wants to go for a scrape, Spud, Mark Cornish will happily go with him.
Ball into the middle. Ireland challenged and kicked forward, but blocked down. And now Australia go on the attack. Adrian Wilson. Well, there's two Australia players down there. Cornish is one of them, but he's going to be beaten in a foot race by Adrian Deary. A couple of minutes to go now till we have a little bit of a break before the fourth quarter. We'll get to your comments on YouTube when we get a chance. Ball driven forward by Ireland. Can they get another score before we have that bit of a pause? Here's Noel Casey, the captain, all the way back. Ireland sending in the shot. Will this one go behind? Yes, it will. It's going to be a point.
John Corcoran there with that.
Yeah. And they all count, don't they? They all make a difference. 14-9 now.
They do in a game this tight. Usually you wouldn't. Usually these games are really high scoring. This is as low scoring. This is like a GA match, a low scoring GA match at the minute. But again, you can't take your eyes off it. You're on about reading the YouTube comments. It's hard to take your eyes off it because there's challenges coming in everywhere.
Yeah, there are. Here's another ball in from Ireland. Down towards that end line. Can they keep it? Well, two players get involved and in each other's way, really.
Sean McCaughey and Pat Cullinan both going for the same ball there and managing to do the job the Australian defenders would have wanted to do.
And now it's picked up by David O'Brien.
Oh, well read by Kieran Kennedy.
Kieran Kennedy does well. Good hand pass inside. This is a
score
big
on
opportunity. Here. Paul Gallagher, he has a goal already. Kennedy. Oh, it's another great save. Oh, he does brilliantly. David O'Brien has had some game and goal for Australia. That's two fantastic saves.
He's been absolutely brilliant. And as we say it.
And then the ball comes out. That's the commentator's curse from both of us. And Ireland go on the attack again now. Can they come away with a score here? Two players have hit the deck off camera. Instead, play continues. Here's a shot. And that one has gone behind, I think, for a point.
Yeah, so that was John Corcoran again. So he said a wide on the left, a wide on the right. Surely the next one will split the post.
Well, he's got 2 points for those two.
As you said, they do all count because now you've stretched it out that a goal would only get Australia back level again.
Yeah, in fairness to Ireland, it was 10-9 after the Australia goal and they've got the next 5 points. So they deserve credit, the home team, for that. But it's not as comfortable as it might have been expected for Ireland in this match. Ball down the line. Going after it is Chris Maguire. Is that the whistle for a pause here? I think it is. So at the end of the third quarter, Ireland leading by 15 points to 9. And that was an entertaining quarter. It's well set up here for the last one.
Absolutely brilliant. But to see this Australia team, like if you were looking at the bare results, the bare score from the last day in Curry, to where they've got to here, to get back to within a point, now they'll be kicking themselves that they've let that stretch out again. But there's still a game on here, and the Irish team really know that they're in a game. Perhaps they came up thinking it, after the last day that, just keep ticking along and everything will be fine. And they are still ahead in this game. But the Australians have made such a contest out of it. And you can see, look at the body language of the Australians here. They're you won't say they're happy with themselves. They're not here for moral victories, but they know that they know that they've brought it today, and they can be very proud of that. And they'll look to kick on in the last 18 minutes and see can they come away with a famous Test win. If they win this Test, I have a feeling they'll celebrate it as much as the Irish taking away the cup.
Yeah, for sure. Let's get to some of your comments on YouTube when we have the time. The cool kids say, go Holly and Smoot. Kylie Bryant is watching. Glenn Bryant from Perth, Western Australia. Margaret Wilson is watching from Mildura, Victoria. Anne Cornish, I think, in relation to Con's praise of Mark Cornish down in the corner when he chased after that ball, says, I'm not sure if that was skill, just a slip. So that's harsh analysis there, Anne. I think he's doing quite well. Greetings from Maryborough, Victoria, Australia. Sunderland Moriarty is playing. He's not doing much, though, says Lois Bro, but he did get the goal for Australia shortly after that in that quarter. Loads of comments coming in. Rodney Hogan as well. Go Dad from Horsham, Victoria. That comes in from Darcy Hogan. Kelly Spink says, go Brett Dad. We're all watching from home. Brett Hall's son Dane and Xavier loving seeing Dad on the telly. Proud of you. Go on the Aussies. And Trent's Waterfall Adventure says the Aussie tactic is going wide of the field while the Irish tend to go straight through the middle, and it's been an interesting match-up so far, and that's probably a fair point. That the Australians have probably used the width, haven't they, in the match? But Ireland have got a good few scores from kind of around the edge of the D where they try and get the shots off.
Yeah, they're getting it in there. And in fairness to the Australians, working it wide is a good tactic. It's just when they get up, when they are working it wide, taking a mark from out wide, they don't probably have the skill with the round ball for kicking it over. Whereas we saw with them getting a score off, even if it was a behind, they're more used to putting the laces through the ball from a central spot with the round ball. It suits them better. But again, isn't it fantastic to see? That's what the Masters, why it's such a special competition in my eyes anyway, at county level in Ireland, that it's a family, it's family and friends that will be here today. You will have a few people, of course, out of interest to see what's happening, locals here and friends of the Gaffney family in particular, and the Gallagher families that will be here to see the cups named after their respective men. But it's so good for kids to see their mums and their dads playing in their 40s and in their 50s, to show that health isn't just for people who are young, because for too many of us, once we stop playing competitive senior football, we drop away and stop doing anything. And for a lot of us, the idea of running a 5k or running a half marathon doesn't appeal. There has to be a ball there to chase after. Picture Father Jack in the wheelchair with the bottle of whiskey out in front of him.
That might work too for a few.
we won't do any live reports from the tank later on, which might dispel the view of these super fit characters. But isn't it brilliant to have all of this here, and for them to be able to see families in Australia be able to see their dads and their brothers, and in cases here you could have grandfathers, it could be grandkids that are watching on, and to see the enthusiasm that they have for it, the pride they have in playing for their country, and I think what's remarkable on a day like this with a game that is very physical, it's been played in a very good spirit.
It sure has, and credit to Brendan and team here who are keeping things going technically as well and challenging enough conditions. Karen H says, watching my brother, number 8, Paul Newbury from San Antonio, Texas, loving the live stream. Thanks for joining us today. Daniel Coffey, a little bit closer to home. Well done to Mike Coffey from all at the Kells Bay Walking Society in Kerry. And Jay Hogan says, go Rodney Rocket Hogan. So we're almost set to go for the final quarter in the over 50s match. Ireland leading by 15 points to 9. All to play for, and Australia have won the throw-in again. Adrian Wilson has done really well off each throw-in. Ball all the way down. Australia might just get it as well. Jason Moriarty has it. He's just along the ground. There's that ball. Oh, it's a free in. It's a free in for Australia. So this is a good chance now. Straight away. Now, it is a difficult angle.
Again, I think that was for a loose boot when a man was trying to play the ball. You said it, Carl. Australia are fantastic on the what we would call a throw-in. I think in Australia it's a ball up in the centre of the pitch. They've won more than their fair share of those. And
they've done well, haven't they, off that free? Chris Maguire picked up a pocket of space. Now, he has a kick from a much more manageable angle here. He's had a few attempts. Can he make this one count? It's just going to... Oh, good take by Brett Hall. Brilliant. Now, can he squeeze it over from here? It's quite a tight angle. 3 points would be a big boost to Australia here. And he has got it. So that's just what we wanted from a game point of view, because that makes it really interesting now. 3 points the margin, 15 points to 12. Still plenty of time to go. 17 minutes left to play.
And in the last quarter, 3 points between them, everything tightens up, and this is really where you see your leaders. Guys that might play well if you're, even in Curry the last day when you're 30 and 40 points ahead, it becomes so easy. Now we will really see the Irish leaders and see who steps up, and the same thing from the Aussie side.
Kick out from Ireland. Eventually they keep a hold of it. Good hand in from Wilson. Brett Hall then sends it forward, and Australia have players over here. That ball wasn't caught. The play continues. Pretty a rash shot in the end coming in from Jason Moriarty. I think he had a player over there, and for a moment it looked a little bit dangerous from an Irish point of view, but Australia still alive in this match. It's been a brilliant performance from them after losing 63 points to 9 last week. Ireland have it now. David Whelan. Good ball down. Rain still falling here. We're coming to you live from Den GA Club in County Cavan. Ball all the way across, picked up by David Whelan. Oh, that's over the head of everybody, but it'll find its way through to an Irish player.
Mick London, I think, over there with it.
Now, John Reddington. And London again. Past one challenge, good from Ireland. Nice ball inside as well. Sean McCaughey has found himself in space, but he's got it behind. He's got 1 point. So that just opens up a 4-point gap, 16-12. Plenty of comments still coming in. Thank you to Jared Byrne watching Chris Maguire. Lots of love from Tracy in Bettystown, County Meath. Svenster Claus is watching and cheering for the Irish from Chicago. Shane Ryan, we spoke to you earlier on, Shane. Your dad is playing Niall Ryan. He says hello to you, and you say, happy St. Patrick's Day, Dad. Darcy Hogan says, into that, show them hell, Rodney Hogan. Well, Australia doing all right. Here they come on the attack again. Jaeger's after it, beaten though by the pace of Adrian Deary. Is that a free? It's an Irish free, the referee says.
I think he said Stephen Jaeger went in with the knee on Adrian Deary. Adrian Deary did brilliantly there. Jaeger did the right thing, soccered it along the ground, but as you mentioned, Adrian Deary had the speed to get back and cut it out.
Hashtag 44 says, come on, the Aussie boys, dig deep and bring it home. Jade Sky says it's a fab game. A different game than we're used to seeing, but very interesting. I agree with you there. It has been interesting. That's a great tackle in the middle. And Australia now have possession again. They'll need to keep an eye on the clock as well. We've played 4 minutes almost now of the final quarter. So 14 minutes left to go. The gap is 4 points.
That man, Glenn Bryant, you mentioned him in the last quarter. He picked up a lot of possession, and he had that tackle on, I was going to say tickle, it was more than a tickle, on Kieran Kennedy, and has won that for Australia. Great ball.
Oh yeah, Brett Hall has done well, hasn't he? He kicked the 3-pointer earlier on. Now, is this one on from here? He's given
what a kick.
Plenty of airtime. Maguire's in there. This is a crucial moment, you feel. Ireland defend it well. Still the ball is loose and Australia have it. Jaeger has got it down into the corner. Picked up by Maguire, who'll soccer style it back inside. Didn't get much of a connection on it. Australia almost win it back. Ireland do well, in fairness to them. And they clear it away now, or tried to clear it away. Brett Hall almost got in there. The pitch is cutting up a small, but just on the edge of the D there. The rain still falling very heavily, but Ireland managed to do the defensive work well out of a very difficult position. They've brought it out to the middle of the park where David Whelan picks it up. His ball forward, intercepted by Australia. David Franklin, nice pass. And Australia growing in confidence here, you feel. Brett Hall has it. Nice pass. Oh, just as it looked like the mark might be coming, it slips through the hands of Ernest Sharp, and away Ireland go now. They'll feel another score or two might just do it for them. Paul Gallagher drives it forward. Australia just unable to clear it. Lovely little flick into the path of John Corcoran here. Corcoran kicking it in. Another good save from David O'Brien. He had plenty of time to think about it. That wasn't an easy one. The ball bouncing just in front of him.
Definitely, and with that sheet of water on the goal in front of him, it zipped up. He got his body in behind it. Did really, really well.
Pass out towards this sideline isn't a good one. It's only as far as an Irish player, Andrew Breedy. Bit of tension now creeping into things. Both teams know that it's all on the line here.
Great ball.
Paul Gallagher got a goal earlier on. Can he get a point here? Gallagher off the left boot. This would be some score. Oh, great take. Brilliant from David O'Brien. Possibly one of Australia's best players in this match. This man hasn't been bad either, Brett Hall.
Yeah, I fully agree with you. O'Brien has been super. He's had 2 brilliant saves and he's been rock solid in anything that's come at him. And Brett Hall as well. You can just see in the clutch moments that, you know, that experience, that AFL experience. He's one of those guys that looks like he's extra time on it. as we say it again.
Yeah, just as that ball squirts loose through the hands of John Corcoran. Picked up now by Kennedy, gets it away just in time. Paul Gallagher, oh, he does really well to get it to John Corcoran. Ireland need a score. Can they get a Corcoran with the left boot? It's gone out behind for a point. John Corcoran has kicked 3 of those now. And that gives Ireland now a 17-12 lead with 60 minutes played. We'll go to 72.
Yeah, you'd see there, John Corcoran, in his days of Westmeath, if he was told he was going to score 3 points, he'd be happy, but maybe not so happy in this game.
Long ball forward. The right arm of Kieran Kennedy gets up there just to stop it moving any further forward. And Ireland now into possession again. Maybe Australia just tiring a small, but Ireland have had a lot of possession in the last few minutes. They need to make a count, though, just to make it a bit more comfortable. Brett Hall tried to wrap up the ball carrier. Instead, Paul Gallagher gets it across. Ireland still there. Now Australia doing the defending, but Ireland have managed to keep it alive. Paul Gallagher kicking it in around the goal mouth. Oh, it's gone all the way across. Still there for Ireland. Can they come away with a score? Here's a chance, a good chance as well for David Whelan. Oh, and Whelan gets it. That could be a big, big score. 3 points for Ireland, and that gives them a 20 points to 12 lead.
Super play and great composure by Whelan when it came back to him. Paul Gallagher very good in the middle of that too. Twice it looked like he was losing ball and he managed to play out of the tackle. But Whelan, who played senior for Waterford, excellent there. Here come the Aussies again.
Wilson, inside one challenge. Can they get a score? You feel like they need an instant response. He's got loads of time here, Wilson, thinking about what to do. Takes the right decision in the end. There could be a goal on here. Oh, the pass is just a loose one. Had that gone a little bit in front of the Australian player, they might have been in on goal. It comes back outside. Wilson unable to get there. Australia disappointed not to come away with anything. We've got 10 minutes left to play. This one, will it creep across the sideline? The answer is no. Stays in play. Looks like a free. Two Australian players here now. Sharp is one of them. He has possession.
And you're able to, you can do that. You can play out of a mark as well.
That's a loose one across in between the two players. Still a battle for it. Eventually, Australia will get it through Rodney Hogan. Australia needs scores now, and they need to get them pretty quickly. That's a fine take, as you say, Con, by John Coyle.
He's been very good, John Coyle, today as well. He's mopped up a lot of ball like that. The Longford man, you know, very brave and good at going at it. He's another guy who played over 40s in 2016.
Now away come Ireland again. They've enjoyed a little bit more productivity in this fourth quarter. Good hands from Declan Woods. On this player in space. Acres of space on the far side. Damien Kelly has it. Kelly's going to take his time and try and kick a point. How's it looking for accuracy? Very good is the answer, and that could well be that for Ireland. Damien Kelly with a 3-pointer, 23-12.
Great score, and there'll be people down around Grange and St. Malasha Gales will be wondering what's going on here. But they'll have never seen Damien Kelly a cornerback by trade. He stopped many's a point. I'd say it's rare that he scored one, but he very good kick there and didn't hold about with it either.
Here come Australia, still battling hard. Just over 8 minutes left to play.
I think you mentioned there, Carl, like those look like the Australians, the legs have gone a little bit. You know, they put so much in to get to this position, and now, just when they need it most, there's no fuel left in the tank.
Stephen Yeager is just taking his time here, and he picks the right option in the end. Brett Hall has space. Hall is thinking about what to do next now.
Great
he's
kick.
kicked this one well. This will be some score. It's gone behind for a point.
Yeah. That was just outside the post. He got a great connection with that. He's been all over the pitch. He's had some amount of possessions and some amount of positive involvement from the Australian side.
For sure. Hello to Bernadette watching from Wollongong, New South Wales. Come on, Aussies, bring it home, says Graham Pockney. Mary Mulcahy is in Kilmina, and Miesenberg is watching from Chicago. Both Pat Mulcrone's sisters cheering him on today. He's a legend. Cam says, I think Australia would have a better chance if Brett Hall made some more hand passes. Well, he's done quite well. He's got 4 points as well. This ball kicked in around the danger area. Svenster Claus says Sven got up early today to watch the legend Pat Mulcrone in action. So proud of my brother Pat. Fair play to you for tuning in. With 7 minutes left to go, Ireland lead by 10.
Great play by John Reddington there from London, finding Paul Gallagher.
Here's Ireland on the attack again. Starting to moulder nicely
Goal
now, Ireland,
chance.
as they head towards full time. Mark Murray is in behind here. There's a player across. This would surely seal it for Ireland. Hand pass just a little bit loose. Back to Paul Gallagher. He has a goal already. And here's another one. Paul Gallagher with his second goal of the day. And that is that for Ireland, you feel. Brilliant finish down into the corner. David O'Brien has made some good saves, but there's no chance of saving that one.
No chance. And you could see there was a goal on there, but brilliant play. Reddington in particular, bringing it out from the back, got a couple of solos in, saw the bit of space. Dangerous to do that. Usually you're waiting for the tackle to come from behind. He showed great pace. A good ball inside to Paul Gallagher initially, and he got on the end of the move again. When I went across the square to Noel, the captain, Noel Casey, I thought he was going to, the goal chance was gone when he didn't take it first time, but his vice captain was off the shoulder, and his second goal, I definitely don't think we can claim he didn't mean that one, Cathal.
That was a fine finish, wasn't it? Down into the corner. Any inter-county star will be happy with that dispatch to the back of the net. And that should be that for Ireland now, you feel. Comfortable enough advantage, 29-13.
Pushing the back or push a high tackle is the call there. So double scores. And again, the Irish have, in this quarter, they just kicked on. And you can see there's gaps starting to open, and there's more scores for them here, even in this last 4 minutes.
Yeah. That rain is falling extremely heavily now, making it very difficult. But this has been a great contest. This has been a really enjoyable game. It took a while maybe to get going in terms of scores, but certainly that third quarter brought it to life. But Ireland finishing strongly here. Here they are on the attack again with Mark Murray. Ball just spills away from him. There's a big collision there. And, well, 4 bodies on the ground now. I think Adrian, one of the Australian players, took a pretty hefty knock.
I think Noel Casey was in the vicinity there.
Looked like Darren Olsen maybe that took a knock there to the ribs.
The Irish too have learned from last week. They've a number of guys here, young fellas. Shane Carroll, one of them with bibs. Shane Carroll from Kilmore with bibs on as runners to get the subs off, because that was a big issue last week. Is the minute the management had shouted a guy to be a sub, he'd automatically go to the far side of the pitch where he couldn't hear what was the instruction.
Yeah, good idea. And we've got 4 minutes left to go now.
Nice bit of soccer
what a
skill.
touch that is, as far as the run of Declan Wood. Doesn't quite come off at the end, but that was a lovely little bit of skill. Adrian Wilson, route one ball.
What a kick.
Oh! What a goal. Unbelievable from Adrian Wilson. Absolutely fantastic.
And lovely to see there. The first high five he got was from Paul Gallagher. Respect for that. He has been very impressive the whole way through.
Oh, what a goal.
What a goal.
Whoa, we won't forget that one in a hurry. Fantastic. And Australia, maybe just a glimmer of hope, but they'll lead another goal, won't they, at least? Maybe even 2.
Well, the hope here is we go back out for a hot ball, and they've been fantastic on this. Noel Casey now might have something to say about it. From the hot ball as well for GA viewers, it's like an Australian hop without a bounce, but it's more like a basketball tip. They're not meant to make connection until the ball is in the air. Noel Casey has other issues. It was across the line straight away. Here we go again.
And there again, I think he's won nearly every throw ball, has he, Adrian Wilson? Just such a strong player. Can Australia make this very interesting? The clock coming against them now. 3 minutes left to play. Huntley is sending that one towards the Irish goal, but it's intercepted rather. And now Paul Gallagher, one of the best Irish players on show today. Good ball across from Damien Kelly. Ireland by 10, 29-19. As this ball goes into space for Dave Creedon. Takes a dummy solo, trying to bring it back outside. Ireland, can they get another shot off? Oh, good hand in from Brett Hall. Picked up by Corey Bell. Wilson. And Australia now trying to build something from way back inside in their own half. Chris Maguire has got it. Maguire's ball, well, it's to nobody, in particular over the head of Sharp. 2 minutes left to go. Jason Rossi says he's watching from Perth, Western Australia. He says Omo D is pronounced Omo Day, so apologies for that. Omo Day is how we should be pronouncing Paul Omo Day's name.
He's had a very good game as well.
Margaret Wilson says good kick from Adrian.
Unfortunately, we've been saying Omo Day quite a bit.
Here's the ball in towards the goal mouth. Is that a behind? Yes, it is.
Like,
so
yeah.
Ireland have a point. So they're closing out the game well, Ireland, in fairness.
The rain is it's really tumbling down, and again, the pitch looks fantastic out there. 3 games is going to test it today.
Yeah, the pitch is in superb order. Janelle Santolin says, what a goal. Aussies never say die. So proud of this Australian effort. Trent's Waterfall Adventures. Bloody hell, what a kick. Well, we agree with you. It was quite a goal. Here is the man that kicked it, Adrian Wilson. Australia still battling hard as we head for the final minute here at Den J Club in Cavan. That ball spills away. All the way across the field of play. Ireland staying in possession. This is Niall Ryan. His son Shane is watching us from Perth.
Nicholas O'Neill from down there with a really good tackle up at the other end to stop that last Aussie attack. And the Irish are starting to flow a bit, and as we say it, turned over Stephen Yeager again, and he's had some amount of possession too.
Yeah, he certainly has. There's the whistle, and that is the full-time whistle. So Ireland win the game by 30 points to 9. They won last week's match by 63 points to 9. Or 30 points to 19 rather today, but that was one hell of an effort from the Australians.
It was absolutely fantastic, and it made for great viewing. You know, in any sporting event, you love to see a tight contest, and that was tight the whole way through. And they can be so proud of the way they represented their country here today. The turnaround, we said it beforehand, they would have been coming for the test win, but in the space of a week to turn around the result that they had in Kerry last week and make that so competitive. And if they won that game today, there's nobody could have begrudged them, because they had the chances. The Irish just took their chances better. We saw that. We saw that with Paul Gallagher's 2 goals, vital in the whole lot. But every ball out there contested so strongly by both sides. It was just, as you said, Cathal, there mightn't have been a lot of scores even in the first quarter, but you couldn't take your eyes off it.
Yeah, the contests all over the field were brilliant, and Australia certainly made it interesting down the stretch. We have to give Ireland credit too, don't we, Con? Because obviously they weren't clearly at the top of their game today, but they did close it out quite well. Paul Gallagher with a pair of goals as well, obviously the highlight.
Yeah, absolutely. It is difficult to come into a game when you win so. You see it in all sports. You know, if you play a team and you beat them so comprehensively, you might be saying all the right things, but you go out into the pitch, you might be a little bit off. But I think that's taken away from the Aussie effort. They really upped their game. And going back to last week, it was only one quarter that made that difference. That second quarter killed the game. There was a 40-point difference there straight away. Take that out of it, it's been hugely competitive. Yep. And you can see the camaraderie here after. And this is something I think quite unique to well, you see it, I suppose, maybe in the rugby as well, to an extent today when Ireland play Scotland, the way they line up afterwards. But there's real camaraderie at Masters, because at that age, yes, it matters when you're on the pitch, but you have more important things off it, and you can see all the kids out there, the family and everything else. It's just those guys are all so proud to have played for their country, and I think it's massive for the Australians that they put in such a performance. They can and they could last week as well. You know, the score was tough on them, but they can hold their heads up high the way they were, and you can see that with the feedback we're getting on the YouTube comments there, how well they've represented their country there today. Yeah,
a couple of the comments just before we wrap up. Anne Cornish says, congratulations to Ireland and thank you for great commentary. Really enjoyed the game. Stay warm. We're doing our best, Dan. Thanks to Jade Sky, who's been with us all the way through as well. Thanks for the commentary, gents, and for streaming the game. Thanks to Brendan and the team here doing the digital stuff and the technical stuff behind the scenes as well. Jade says it was a great contest it was. The cool kids, well done to the Aussies and congratulations to Ireland. #44, proud of the Aussie boys, great stuff. Graham Pockney, thanks for the commentary, congratulations to Aaron, well done the Aussies. Great game, top stuff by all involved, says Chris Martin, especially Albany Vikings legend Halley. Darcy Hogan, Rod Hogan fighting like father like son, very good. Michael Kramer, great call boys, fantastic game. Shane Shane Horner. Love the commentary. Thanks from Shane in Bunbury, Western Australia. And we should say thanks to all of you as well for tuning in, because I know it's so late over in Australia as well. So it's great for them to be tuning in to us here in County Cavan from Denn GA Club. Janelle Santolin says, watching from Cairns, what fantastic viewing. Congrats, Ireland. I think all the players have earned their Guinness. Well, I think there might be one or two of them later on, and we should say thanks to Copperface Jacks as well, where there might be one or two consumed over the weekend by a number of people on St. Patrick's weekend. But we're just watching the scenes, Con, and you did mention I think a key word there, and that was the word unique. This certainly is unique, isn't it, in a sporting sense, where players from opposite sides of the world in so many ways, and opposite sports in many ways as well, can come together like this.
Oh, it's fantastic, and it's brilliant. And the Australians, talking with them, they've had a great experience over here. Definitely more professional than the last couple of times that they came over. They've had more time together for training and so on. They did 6 months done, and you could see it there today. They did 6 months of a running program. They were meeting, and the vast size of Australia made that difficult, but they met in pockets all through, and you could see from the Irish guys were getting worried when we were looking at their Facebook and seeing all the work that they were doing, and it's great that they got rewarded with that here today. If they had to get the same scoreline as they got last weekend, it would have been very tough for them, you know. And I know moral victories are not what any sports person wants, but they can really they really would have enjoyed that contest today as much as we did. But we can see it out here. It's families, it's friends, all going out there, you know, hugging for photographs. It's a brilliant day out. It's a brilliant occasion, and it's not Sky Sports, but it's still good viewing. I'd venture there's a lot of stuff going out in Sky Sports that wouldn't hold your interest for as long as this would.
Would we get a job with Sky Sports, I wonder? Who knows?
I doubt it. Well, any chance we had is gone after that last call. I don't think it's gone.
Margaret Wilson says, congratulations, Ireland, great game, Australia. Dave Larshid says, well done, Aussie boys, great call and a great game by Brett Baggs Hall from the Albany Vikings. We'll have the presentation in just a second of the Charlie Gallagher Cup. That'll be presented to Ireland, the winners of it. If you're just joining us, Ireland won the second test by 30 points to 19. And we will have on the stream later on the ladies match taking place, and then the over 40s match later on as well. I know it'll be very late for people in Australia watching, but I'm sure we'll have viewers coming into us as well from there. Svenster Claus says, enjoying the game from Wisconsin, USA. Pat Mulcrone's sister and hubby go Ireland. Thank you for tuning in as well. You mentioned the fitness as well, Con. I think it's something we should mention, because I know the players obviously tired, as naturally you do, particularly in a game of 4 quarters of 18 minutes, but the fitness levels were extremely high.
Absolutely, and like when we get to 50, as I know myself, you know, things start to break down on you. So to be still able to play and to play at that level, and to move across the ground like that, these guys are in remarkable shape. Just when you're on there about all the messages for Pat Mulcrone, I must ask Pat what size of a family they had in Mayo. He's more brothers and sisters. It's unbelievable. They populate a lot of villages around Mayo and beyond, and it's great to see that they're getting to see it live here. But yeah, the fitness, like even Pat Mulcrone, there's a guy that we're mentioned from Kilmina, hard as nails, 50 years of age. He's over 50, so he could be 51 or 52. Still training with the Kilmina seniors, as we mentioned, and well able to handle that, and excellent out there. And it's great that there is a shop window for these guys to go out and represent themselves, their families, their clubs, whatever area they're from, and get to do that. Because if you look at it, when you get to a certain age, if you look on the GA front, once you hit 50, there's no avenue for you.
Yeah.
You know, you can have this dads and lads non-competitive kick around, but I think we saw there that when you've got that competitive nature in you, you want to contest the ball. That just doesn't cut it. So this is a pitch where they can go out against guys of their own age and really test themselves, and there's great reward in that. And then to see the camaraderie afterwards is just magic.
Yeah, it certainly is. That is a very, very good point. Let's go to some of the comments again. Well done, boys. Great commentary, and well done to the Aussie boys. So very proud. That's from Darcy Hogan. Jared Burns says, so proud of my cousin Chris Maguire. Love from Tracy. And Niall Finn, well done to the Aussie guys. Looking forward to the girls next. Go Jules. He'll be wearing number 4. That comes in from Niall Finn. Okay, let's go over to the far side of the pitch, and we'll bring you the presentation. Angelina's made her way over there, and we'll have the presentation of the Charlie Gallagher Cup.
Just 2 seconds.
Okay, we're going to hold on just a second. They're just making sure that everything's in order before they start the presentation there. Lois Broad, thank you for your comment. Great commentary, fellas. Love that Irish accent. Thank you. We're not dimming it down in any shape or form. Sure, we're not gone.
No, and for those of you that are interested in Cahill's honey voice, a single man who ventures out to Copperface Jacks regularly. If you keep an eye on during the ladies' game, the camera will turn here. You'll see he's the good-looking guy here, the main commentator. So if you like his voice and you like what you look at, Copperface Jacks is the place to go.
Copperface Jacks, our sponsors, wanted that line in, I think, did they?
Yeah, I get free drinks every time I go. Once I say that, I'm not allowed to go anymore, Cahill, so I pass them all on to you.
Well, there's the Irish team, and we'll have the Australian team in a second as well.
There's Adrian Raftery, the big man there. He's the Masters AFL CEO, so big time involved in the organising of that. And he played the last time that Ireland went down, travelled down there as well. Relations down in Mullia. So a lot of work has gone into that, and a lot of the people you'll see in the background there are the people who've put in the hours and hours. This just doesn't happen, obviously, but the likes of Adrian there, John Patchard, and the Masters chairman as well, and many more.
Yeah, I think we'll go over there now for the presentation, which is starting. So we'll go to the presentation.
That's Sean Horgan, Masters treasurer.
More people I'd like to thank first, and that's I'd like to thank the Denn Gfc club for allowing us use of their facilities. The pitches. I'd also like to thank the Denn for running the game today. So there's a few things we need to do first, and that's the man of the match. So the Irish man of the match is Paul Gallagher. Can you come up, please? Australia.
Well done. First of all, congratulations to the Irish team and the Australian team. Well done today. Now, he didn't win man of the match, but special credit must go to the goalkeeper today, David O'Brien. But best on ground for the Aussies today, number 6, Brett Hall.
Okay, guys. Game of the over 50s final. So we have a new cup. It's the Charlie Gallagher Cup. I'm going to call on Mark, his brother-in-law, to say a few words about Charlie, who was an exceptional Gaelic Masters player.
Hi, yes. I'm not going to say it too much now, but it's an honour for me to be up here today now presenting this cup on behalf of Charlie and the family. Charlie played down in the bottom pitch in 2016. So anybody that knows him, he gave his heart and soul all the time in the GAA, the whole time. And to represent the country was a massive, massive honour for him in 2016. If he was here, definitely today, he would have been out in the field, definitely playing today. And I would say number 11 here in the Aussies team would have been a good match for him. The two boys definitely would have squared off 100%. But look, on behalf of the Gallagher and Breston family, it's an honour and a way to present.
I now call on Noel Casey, the captain of the Irish over 50s team, to accept the Charlie Gallagher Cup.
Cheers. Thanks a million. On behalf of the Irish team, we'd like to thank the Australians for coming over, and it's a good, tough battle. You learned a lot from last week, and you really put it up to us today. So I appreciate that, and thanks very much for the game. Thanks for the referees. Well officiated, not easy in this weather. And big thanks for the travelling party of Australia. It's no mean feat to get all the way over here, and the big organisation and the cost involved. Really appreciate it. And pity we couldn't do anything about the weather, but welcome to Ireland. Cheers. Just on behalf of the Gaelic, Marshals, John Paddy from the crew there. Nothing was, no stone was left unturned to get this played and all the organised. Very well done. A big round of applause to John Paddy, the Gaelic Mass Association. Just a thing on to Cavan, Mark and Rob. They rode in behind us. A lot of Zoom calls, a lot of tactics, lads. Well done. To you, man, for everybody. Doug, we'll meet down in the tank bar and appreciate all the work being put in. And 3 cheers for Australia. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip.
Can we get everybody to clear the pitch, please, for the next game, the ladies' game? Can everybody clear the pitch, please? Thank you.
Yeah, we'll just go over a bit closer. Yeah, we'll move into the middle of the field. Just go. Okay, so I'm delighted to be joined here on a soft day. I heard the Irish team describing it as to the Australians a while ago by Mark Cornish and Noel Casey. Mark, first of all, listen, a big turnaround, I think it's fair to say, from last week. Did you learn a lot from that first test?
Yeah, I think we did learn a lot from the first test. The boys have put a lot of work in before the tour, getting fit and getting ready. But I think we learned a lot about how the Irish play the game, and we were able to smother the ball a little bit better today and keep a bit of control of it. So yeah, much more respectable on the scoreboard today, I think.
Difficult conditions, but did you enjoy that today?
Yeah, I did enjoy it. It's not a soft day, I can tell you that. It's good fun. I've been over here a couple of times, and it's enjoyable. So fair crack.
Fair crack. You're picking up the lingo as well, Mark. No, listen, congratulations. I know it means a lot, doesn't it? And we spoke about this with the Gaelic Masters at the back end of last year. But to don your country's jersey is a very special achievement.
Yeah, it is. It is. Anytime you go out and represent even your county and especially your country, it's a great honour. And especially, with we're all over 50s, and it just means keep playing, and the benefits of it is unbelievable. You're meeting new people. Mark, we're getting out, trying to take the heads off each other. But that's what it's about. It's about taking part and being active and staying in the loop if you can.
Both sides, they didn't hold back today, did they?
No, we weren't expecting them to hold back. That was it. We were fairly sore after the last day. We learned a lot we were holding onto the ball a bit too much and in tight, and even today we reverted back to that. And you don't get too many seconds to release the ball, you get clobbered. So no, that was it. They did learn a lot. the quick pass, and they were even doing it there today. So no, it was great, and probably it was tougher underfoot than probably looked on the out, but it was good spectacle when it was a tough battle.
Listen, guys, we'll let you go away, get dry, and enjoy the celebrations. Thank you both very much for joining us.
Now, you're welcome back. And thanks to Angelina for those interviews out in the field. Great to get some reaction from the respective camps. So if you're just joining us, Terence Collins, you're asking what the final score was. It finished 30 points to 19 on the day in favour of Ireland. Very entertaining contest it was, but they claimed the Charlie Gallagher Cup. They won 63-9 last week, 30 points to 19, the final score in the over 50s match here at Den GA Club in Cavan this afternoon. We've got 2 more games left to come for you on the live stream. Next up is the ladies match between Ireland and Australia, and that throws in at 1:45 Irish time, so 1:45 Irish time to start for that. We'll be back with coverage of that for you very shortly indeed, so don't go away.